The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to Gate City Chronicles. I'm Kevin Avard, your host, and today we're going to be talking about pets and animals. And we have a couple of guests who actually rescue animals, and I want to introduce Denise and Dave. Right. Denise, it's Musioli, and of course Dave Grace.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thanks, sir. Now, you folks are with the organization called ARNNNE.
Yes.
And that's an acronym for?
The Animal Rescue Network of New England.
Of New England. So how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing rescue since I was 12 years old.
Wow.
But with ARNNNE, probably the last 9 months or so.
Okay.
I've been with ARNNNE for a little over 2 years. I retired and wanted to do something with animals, so I started volunteering, just walking dogs and cleaning kennels.
Do you have pets of your own?
Yes.
Yeah. What dogs, cats, everything?
I have a couple dogs. I had lost a dog, and that was my reason for wanting to be around them, right. But I wasn't going to get another one. Mm-hmm. I have two now.
I recently, well, a few years back, I should say, I had 3 labs, and when Moose died, that was it. I was done. Yeah. I never cried so hard when I had to say, it was worse than Old Yeller or Skip, my dog Skip. I don't know if you've seen the movies. If you're a dog owner and you love dogs, don't
Yeah, Molly and Me was the one that got me.
Molly and Me, I haven't seen that one yet. I was done because Moose was a lab.
Oh.
But rescuing animals is people get animals and disasters happen. For instance, Katrina. We were talking off air how that you sometimes rescue animals that are from down south. Mm-hmm. Are you still taking animals from the southern states?
Yes, we do. We take them from the south. In the south, they have what's called high-kill shelters. These shelters are very overcrowded, and a lot of times in neighboring states or up north, there's more people looking for dogs, mm-hmm. and there's not enough dogs. But down south, they're killing animals every day because the shelters are overcrowded. Folks down south, a lot of times they don't spay and neuter, adding to the overpopulation problem. So we do take dogs from the south.
Is that one of the primary reasons why there's such an influx? Is because of the spaying and neutering, or is?
Yeah, the dogs run free down there. They don't spay or neuter them. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, on a daily basis, they're euthanizing dogs that are expecting, a stomach full of puppies, and they're going to euthanize the dog. So we try and save them, bring them up here, and give them forever, their forever homes. Right. Are the shelters being, taxed to the limit? Are they overpopulated up here as well? It depends. I mean, you can be right across the border and there's a waiting list for dogs. Mm-hmm. So what our mission is to move some of these dogs around to make them available for people that are waiting for them. Right. We also take dogs in from local surrenders. Now, do you reach across the border like Lowell? I know Lowell has one. Lowell, a non-kilter shelter right in downtown Lowell, from what I understand. Yeah, what we try to do is save the dogs that are on the list to be euthanized. I mean, they're euthanizing dogs every day, all day. Mm. And, it's really sad. Most of these dogs are great dogs. Right. There's a big misconception about shelters and the dogs having issues. Most of our dogs are housebroken, know all their basic commands, walk great on a leash. They're really nice, affectionate, loving dogs. Right. So it's great to find them a home. Now, how do you go about finding these dogs? Are you looking for the strays? Are people contacting you? Are you contacting them? How is this working? A lot of times the shelters will contact us. You know, please help us save this dog, and we save as many as we can. We're a very small shelter, so what we really rely on is fosters. Most of our dogs are in foster homes.
Right.
While you foster a dog through us, we take care of all the vetting. If the dog does have issues, we have trainers that work with them, like Denise.
You're a trainer?
Yes, I train dogs, yeah.
So we do what we can do for them. When you do adopt a dog through us, they come to you all up to date on all their vaccinations, health certificate. We even microchip them. So if they should get lost, you'll get your dog back.
That's amazing.
And spayed and neutered.
And spayed and neutered. Did I leave that out? Yeah.
So people contact you. Now, how big is your volunteers? How many volunteers do you have? How many foster shelters?
We started out in 2001. ARNNE was founded by a woman from Pelham named Donna Clark. They started out with a couple people just trying to do a good thing. And we're about 100 volunteers strong now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is that all strictly in Pelham, or do you have some in Nashville, Hudson?
No, our volunteers come from all over the place. And, you know, it's very easy to volunteer. Anything from kennel duty and walking a dog once a week to helping out with fundraising, advertising.
How do you advertise?
We have, one of the things that I do is I write the weekly Pet of the Week for the Nashville Telegraph sponsors us, and we have a Pet of the Week bio.
Oh, that's nice.
We have a website. We have monthly pet adoption days in Pelham at the First Congregational Church on Main Street. And that is a kind of a cooperative type of event where we invite other rescues that may want to advertise some of their dogs. And we also have some opportunities for educating the public about the problem of dog overpopulation. And we showcase some of the dogs that we have.
Now, where is the Congregational Church? Is that right on 111?
Right on Main Street. I think it's 3 Main Street, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
Right in there's like the town center.
Okay.
The church there.
All right. And if somebody wants to become a foster parent, if you will, for the pets, they can contact you.
Right. They can go on the ARNNE website, arnne.org, and you can find applications to adopt, foster, to volunteer.
What kind of screening process do you have for the people? I mean, obviously, you want somebody capable to.
Well, you go through I actually do that. When we take in a new volunteer, you go through a training process until they're comfortable and we're comfortable. And we share the building with the Pelham Police Department. So there's basic screening done. And when everybody's comfortable around the dogs, there's a code, there's an alarm system to enter the building.
Okay. So you said you also go on WMER to some periodically and show
occasionally
the Pet of the Week?
they highlight a dog for us.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the results we get from it.
A lot of responses.
Yeah. So you ever get any letters back from people saying, you know, this dog has been just the best thing in my life?
Yes, all the time. We have on our website, we have a section called Success Stories, I believe. And a matter of fact, one of the dogs we just placed probably about 9 months ago, I think the woman's exact words were, "We can't imagine our life without her."
Oh.
So that just gives me goosebumps even talking about it now, but it's very rewarding.
Yeah, and potentially that pet was probably on a kill.
Oh, yes. Yep, Tony came from the south, yeah.
Yeah, now is New Hampshire non-kill all through and through? Or
no, there are kill shelters in New Hampshire.
And what is the criteria? Just overpopulating? When they say,
Exactly.
okay, you've been here for such and such time, we didn't market you well enough.
For instance, there's a shelter in Miami, Florida. They house 400 dogs. You don't have to face somebody to get rid of your dog. If either they let them loose on the street or they could have drop-offs overnight. So they get, most of the times that the dog is a certain breed, they euthanize it right away. It doesn't even get a chance.
Like a pit bull.
Or a Rottweiler.
Right,
yeah.
right. They'll put them right down.
Rotties are sweet.
So
pit bulls are sweet too.
Yeah. It's a lot of people hear the word pit bull or Rottweiler in it and they get all nervous, but it's all about what was done to the dog when it was a puppy, if it was trained, that kind of thing.
Right.
Couple other ways of getting in contact with ARNNNE or watching the progress of our dogs is friending us on Facebook, and we're also on Pet Finder. Pet Finder, you'll find not only ARNNNE but other shelters that do the same thing that we do. So there's tons of dogs to scan through.
On average, how many do you have locally, right on hand, ready to look at?
Normally, if we have puppies and we put them up on the website, they don't make it here before the applications come in on them, and they're adopted right away. We hold 4 or 5 dogs at the shelter. I would say we have another, 15 to 25 dogs in foster care.
Are you affiliated with the SPCA or anything like that? Or?
No.
Okay, and just totally independent.
Right, nonprofit. Any donations, like money donations that come in, you can claim on your taxes.
So if somebody wants to donate dog food or
Right, we'll even give you a detailed list of what you donated. So if you want to, apply that to your taxes, you can.
All right, and so reaching out, are there any pets this week that are particularly of any particular interest that come to mind?
I have a 2-year-old Carolina dog / yellow lab that's actually been in the shelter for nearly 6 months, maybe 5.5 months. She has a little bit, some fear issues because I feel that she was abused. She has a lot of scarring. She's a great dog. She's very loving, very smart, so I'm looking for just the right type of home for her. And we have Petey, who is, how old? Do you remember?
I think he's 4.
4-year-old rat terrier that's diabetic. He does need daily injections, but we're willing to show somebody. They're very easy to do. He's a great little dog, very loving, and he's going on, I think, almost a year in our program. He's in foster, fortunately. He gets along with kids and other dogs and so forth. So I think those are some of the 2 of the ones I'd like to spotlight that really need to get out. And Daisy, actually, the dog Daisy is actually physically in the kennel every day, 24/7. I take her out when I can. I mean, all the dogs are walked and exercised, and I've been taking her on day trips and so forth. But she's a priority to try to get out. And
What type of families would you want to place these in, or homes?
it varies.
For instance, the yellow lab.
The yellow lab / Carolina dog, I would like her to go to an adult home, somebody that has a lot of patience, understands dogs, has compassion for her, and is willing to let her take things slowly, not to force things on her. But she's been coming to my home sometimes on the weekends, and she's just a very nice dog in the house. She can't physically get any closer to you than she tries to get. I mean, she's just great. She's learning a lot.
So automatically, I'm thinking you're constantly getting your heart broken. I'm just thinking of right now. I'm swelling up, thinking, okay, you get attached to this one, you gotta say goodbye, or there's got to be an issue at some point where you got to make a decision about where do you say goodbye to this one? Or obviously you're a non-kill shelter,
Right.
but there's got to be hardships along.
Oh yeah, you get attached. Like Denise said, we've had dogs in the past for a year that were just really hard to place, but they eventually find their homes. And I just adopted a dog out recently, Smokey. You build a bond,
Right.
and he was, he trusted me. And some of these dogs, they come to us, they're really scared, and it's just amazing to see sometimes in only hours how they come out of their shell and they start to trust again.
Right.
And yeah, you get goosebumps, you get welled up when you do the adoptions, but it's a great feeling. That's part of the reason for why I do it.
Right. Now, cats. Do you also do the same with cats as well?
We occasionally have cats. Our shelter really isn't suited for cats because it's very stressful for them. It's very small in there and stressful.
Lots of dogs.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
Occasionally a cat will come in through possibly through animal control or an owner surrender. And we try to get them into foster or work with in conjunction with some of the other rescue leagues to see if they're able to house the animal or not.
So when the police department finds a dog, do they go to the SPCA first, or do they go to you? How does that work?
If they're found in Pelham, they have to come to the Pelham facility. They would have to come through the Pelham Animal Control. Neighboring towns, Nashua has its own, works with the Humane Society for Greater Nashua. They have their dog pound there. And then the dogs have to go through a quarantine, of course, a quarantine period, I think.
10 days.
They have to hold the dog, and then.
So it doesn't have rabies or something like that, or some kind of communicable disease?
If it had, not knowing if the dog was a stray, if it possibly might have bit somebody, if it's a stray, they have to hold it.
Right.
And then once it's determined, if the owners can't be found and it's a dog that we feel we can place, the animal control may sign the dog over to us, and if they agree that, you know, they think this dog's adoptable and so forth. But we always cross our fingers and hope those owners come back and find the dogs. We do have a lot of times dogs are stolen from other states that wind up here and things like that. So there's a great, yeah, there's a great organization called Granite State Dog Recovery. If you ever find a dog, go on there. And matter of fact, I just made a match. A woman had lost her 10 or 12-year-old Weimaraner 2 towns over, and I was able to make the connection and got this dog that was sick and had cancer home to its owner.
Oh, yeah, that's how I lost Moose. It was through a leukemia type of thing.
Sorry, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's been years, and he still grieves. Mr. Bojangles, right?
Yeah, it takes a while.
After 20 years, he still grieves.
No, I remember them all.
They're all part of the family.
Yep.
So, you know, I was just thinking, what is your weekly or monthly expenses for foods? I mean, you must have, you must need to constantly be replenishing that.
We do. Donna Clark, the woman that founded ARNNNE, also owns Beaver Valley, and it's a garden center / pet feed. So what we get a lot of donations, and we try to use the best quality food.
Right.
So we're always going there and grabbing 40 pounds more of dry food. Everything's donated. The cleaners that we use, you know, paper towels, that kind of thing, anything that's needed at the kennel.
Right.
We have a shed that we keep donations in. If we're getting low on that, we, you know, at adoption days, people drop off donations. There's constantly people dropping off bags of blankets, and I think we have 15 bottles of bleach in the shed right now.
Go through a lot of bleach.
So,
Well, yeah.
Pelham's a great little town. There's a lot of great people that support us.
That sounds like Nashua. Nashua's a good town for finding help. And you know, not that you wanted to expand, but at the same time, is there room for it to grow? ARNNNE?
You know,
when I say no, I don't want it to expand. I want every dog plays.
Yeah, our shelter is what it is. It's small. So the more fosters we get, foster applications, the more we do expand. And we save as many dogs as we can. And that's what determines it.
That's the key, is the fosters. I've worked with a lot of different rescues, and ARNNNE has a lot of fosters. We have fosters that take in 1, 2, 3, 4 puppies at a time.
Wow.
You know, we have fosters that specialize in the dogs that may have perhaps special needs, such as Petey the rat terrier with the diabetes.
Right.
So everybody, you know, everybody has their little niche, and our fosters are great. We put a call out, and there's people that are constantly stepping up, but we always could use more fosters so we can save more lives.
And along with that, obviously, while the fosters are taking on the burden and sharing that, you got to get the message out. And how is that really working for you? Are those effective mediums for you? Are there other ways that you can get the message out, or are you looking for?
We're always trying to find new ways. You know, that's part of the reason we're here today. Anytime we can get information out, the phone started ringing. We get applications to, you know, volunteer at the shelter, applications for fostering, just general letters come in. You know, what can we do to help?
Do you blog on the patch at all, or the Nashua patch at all?
No, we are on Facebook.
Right.
But other than that, I think that's the only thing we're doing.
How many likes do you have on Facebook?
Oh, I don't know. I don't go on very often.
Thousands.
Thousands.
Yeah.
So,
but we post some of our success stories on Facebook, and
Right.
you know, a lot of time there's information exchanges and so forth.
what's the name of the Facebook page? Is it just ARNNNE?
Yes.
ARNNNE.
Yeah, I think if you search Animal Rescue Network of New England, it should come up.
Okay, and is there a website too?
Yes.
Yes, it's just ARNNNE.org, ARNNE.org.
Okay.
Very simple.
Okay. And is there a phone number that if somebody wanted to contact you directly, and maybe they don't have a computer or something like that, how would they do that?
603-233-4801.
Are there any restrictions that you would want people to be mindful of before, you know, well, listen, I want to be a foster parent or to a dog. What are some of the things that you want them to know right away?
Well, we definitely do a home check, and we're not the type of organization where you can just come in and put your money down and walk away with a dog.
Right.
If you put an application in to foster or to adopt a dog, we have 3 options. You can either foster a dog if you want to help out, or you can foster to adopt if you're interested in a dog and you just want to make sure he's going to blend in with your current dogs or family, or you can just do an adoption. And we do vet checks, we do home checks, we try and place the dogs in the right place the first time.
Yeah.
Right. So in other words, they have to be willing to be, you know, look, you want to be a foster parent. We want to inspect the home, and so they
Yeah.
have to be willing to do that.
Right, and a lot of them are current dog owners, and you know you just tell by going to the home and how they take care of their dogs. You know, whether they have a fenced-in yard, things like that. You know.
Do you ever refuse for children being on site? I know that I believe it was the SPCA. Sometimes they won't let you have a dog if there's children in the home at a certain age.
I think it would depend on the dog. It would
Okay.
depend on the dog's temperament. Some of our dogs are great with children, some not so much. So we want to be very careful about placing matching temperament of the dog with the situation.
And you've been doing this for a while, so you know how to do that.
I've been doing
Right,
it for
we
quite some
have
time.
every dog has an adoption counselor, and
That's
so
amazing.
yeah. So when an application comes in, the adoption counselors get it. We look it over, and I actually have a team, a partner that I work on. She does all the vet checks and everything, and we talk about it, and does this look like a good app for this dog? And there's a lot of other input too. We have board members that have input if we have a difficult dog. We've had dogs that we've had fundraisers on Facebook to raise the money to send them to, you know, boot camp, we call it, for, you know, for training.
For training. Yeah.
And that's what we just did with Smokey, and now he's in a great home.
Right. My cousin Valerie, she has 5 German Shepherds, and
Nice.
she wins the prizes for training.
Oh,
Valerie,
excellent.
Valerie Tessie is now Burgess, or she's now in Florida. But I
Wow.
saw the dogs, and I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of work, but she loves doing that.
Yeah.
You know, and
They're great dogs.
dogs are part of the family, and it's a wonderful work that you're doing. Available right now, we'll kind of close on this. How many dogs are actually available right now?
Just from ARNNE,
Yeah.
Like 25.
yeah, there's got to be at least 25
Oh,
dogs.
25, yeah.
And all those dogs are on the website or on the Facebook page, or
They're all on either arnne.org or petfinder.com.
and you have all these pictures of the dogs on your phone, right?
I have every dog I've ever met through ARNNE on my phone.
Wow.
You know, and I've told myself I have 2 dogs now. I wasn't going to get a dog. I have 2 dogs
Oh
now.
my gosh! And look at you.
And I look at my lab every day, and I just shake my head. How could somebody just toss you away? You know, she's like an unbelievable dog. So well trained, not destructive. It's
And they
just
greet you at
unbelievable.
the door with the loving, "Hey, where you been? Let's hang out, right?
Yep.
Where's that frisbee? Where's the ball?
Exactly,
You know?
exactly.
Can I sit on your feet?
They don't ask for much, certainly food, water, shelter, and love.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, again, the Facebook page is ARNNE,
ARNNE
and the phone number.
is 603-233-4801.
And the website.
Is arnne.org.
Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. Is there anything else that we left out? Or?
You could check our website for some awesome fundraisers we're having. We're having a golf tournament come up, and then we're having a walk run at Mines Fall in September. It's a great,
Where's the golf tournament?
that's at the Wyndham Country Club, I believe.
Okay.
But that'll be on our website, and then we're having a run at Mines Falls right down the street here.
Is that a
You could-
5K?
It might be a 2K. I'm not a runner, so I don't know. But
How are we going to be following you? That's funny.
you can bring your dogs, though.
I could
'cause
do a
it's-
2K myself.
It's dog friendly. It's a walk run. You can get sponsors, and that's going to be our first annual one. The golf tournament we've been having for several years in a row. It's been very successful.
Okay.
And so
Yeah, and if you're interested in adopting a dog, or think you
Fostering.
might be, or fostering, or volunteering, or donating, you can find out all that out on our website. All the applications are on our website.
and volunteering is something we definitely need. Even if you only have 15 minutes on the weekend to just spend some time cuddling a dog or working with somebody like myself and training it. I mean, 15 minutes is not a lot to ask, but it's a whole world to those animals that are in that cage 24 hours a day.
A nice
Well said.
community activity for students and
Yes.
for other
Exactly.
people that
Yep.
want to figure out what they can do to be helpful in their community.
It's very rewarding. It has its sad moments too, but for the most part, it's very rewarding.
Oh, it's sad if people don't step up to the plate, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you very much for coming
Thank
on Gate City
you.
Well, thanks
Chronicles.
for having us.
And we
Appreciate
hope we hope that if you have the time, if you have the means, and you want to help out somebody, help out a dog and a loyal friend. This is another alternative for you. And if you have needs yourself, please contact them. But great Great show. Good.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you're doing what you're doing.
Thank you very
As
much.
you can tell, I'm a dog lover.
Yeah, now I got goosebumps.
Yeah. Well, until next week, thanks for watching. Thank you for watching Gate City Chronicles. And we want to thank our sponsor, Aardvark Dean of Clean, the carpet cleaner in Nashua. You can reach him at 603-630-1743. And if you would like some more information about Gate City Chronicles or want to be a guest, contact me at gatecitychronicles@gmail.com. Until next week, thanks for watching.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.